see the stars. .30, Cradle Mountain. Not that I wasn't excited to shoot this place, I was, but I think I'd seen so much of it online that it was one of the places where I was kind of like, okay, I know when I'm going to get there. But now that I'm here, I'm very excited, and I can see the stars above, so I'm going to head in early, try and get some blue hour shots. I can feel a bit of wind, which might not be great for reflections, but let's hope it dies down close to sunrise. So I'm going to spend the whole day here. It's going to be a good one. Freezing. Like, I mean, it feels like it's about 0 degrees. There's some really nice high cloud building. I can see it. So I think we're going to get a nice sky. Now it's windy, which is a bit disappointing, to be honest. And I kind of had the thought, will I try and go up one of the hikes rather than just get away from the water, because it's going to have to be long exposure stuff now. There's not going to be nice crisp reflections, but that's a bit of a failure. Look, not a failure, but it's one of those things where I not that I knew it, but maybe that was the universe listening and saying you shouldn't be preempting these things. But I kind of preempted that I was going to find it a bit, what's the word? A bit kind of overrated. And beautiful scene with the boathouse and everything, but the wind was up, and what I had in my head when I wanted to shoot was the reflections, and unfortunately there was no reflections. I didn't really take any shots, but I got Astro there, which I'm really happy with. So yeah, I got a shot there, it's great. Now I'm actually heading up to this, it's called Marion's Lookout, and a bit of a hike, as you can probably hear from my breathing. I regret not coming up away from the water from sunrise, seeing as there was no reflections. But look, nice to see it, cool scene, and yeah, another one ticked off the list. It's a funny one because I spoke about how I probably preempted it, but this is what I should have shot at sunrise. I've never seen this before. I just went up a random hike, and really and truly, I know that's the kind of photographer I am, where I like to get away from, especially with those crowds. There was a guy there and he planked his tripod almost on top of mine, and I'm kind of the guy that wants to get away from all that and be alone while I'm shooting. And this scene in front of me, and that's looking straight back towards the sunrise. That's what I should have done. But look, how's ever, I'm still a very nice scene presented in front of me with the Vegas, beautiful autumn colour still there, thank God. I'm happy it's still here. I thought it might be gone. And yeah, it's given some really nice contrast against the landscape. I'm just grabbing a couple of shots here now. Beautiful mood in the sky, and there's some light coming through there. There's a long lens scene over here which I'm going to shoot, so let's put you down for a second. Long lens out now, well, 24 to 120. There's a scene directly in front of me. Oh, I forgot my viewfinder's broken in this camera, so I have to use the... Okay, very difficult to do that one-handed. Hang on a second. So yeah, like I was saying, and leading up to the shoot, I even said to one of my friends, I was like, oh, I'm not that excited for Cradle. And he's like, how can you not be excited for Cradle Mountain? But it's just, I was looking at shots and shots of that lake, Dove Lake, and the boathouse. And it kind of reminds me of one or two places in the Dolomites where you've seen it so much that it almost ruins it for you. It doesn't ruin it for you, but again, the wind this morning as well, like, I don't like shooting a lake if there's a big wave on it. It just does nothing for me. It doesn't make me excited. So I tore up here, thankfully, and it's only 30 minutes after sunrise, so I had loads of time. Again, the beauty of winter and autumn is you have a bit more light. If this was summer, probably be a no-go. And I have this lovely wide angle scene in front of me with the Vegas, and I'm really happy I got that. And sunset this evening is up here. That's where I'm going for sunset. So I'm really looking forward to that. Definitely a nice thing to do. Get away from the people, get away from the crowds, and go for a hike. And I need to remember that the next time. Okay, so I'm editing this video right now. Excuse the love hearts. And I done a big long section on my favourite places in Tassie, and I explained it all. And the file has corrupted, so the next part of the video is going to be me rounding off that segment, and then we go back to the sunset, okay? Apologies. I managed to capture the southern lights, which, just to be able to say that I photographed both the northern and the southern lights is pretty cool. It's not bad for an Irishman from a small village in County Limerick. So yeah, let's hope tonight's a good sunset to round off a very good trip. So we have an hour to go until sunset, and I don't want to jinx it, but it's the first time all week really when I've had little wind and a lot of cloud cover, a lot of good cloud cover, like medium and high cloud. And when you can see the peaks or the underneath of the clouds starting to light up over here an hour before sunset, it's generally a good sign, but don't want to jinx it. I've also decided I'm going to come back here again for sunrise in the morning, which means I have a 5-hour drive ahead of me tomorrow, but that's okay. Let me show you what I'm shooting here. Got these, this is kind of giving me Patagonia vibes. Got these dead trees in my foreground, some beautiful Vegas and Cradle in the background. Vertical composition. I wish the GoPro could do close focus, but it can't. But that's okay. That here lights up and it carries over here. That's all. That's my only worry, is that we could get a rager here, which, like this morning, right behind me was beautiful pinks, but directly opposite there was nothing. So we could get some nice glow on the mountain though. Jeez, that's grand. I tell you what else is grand, this cloud. It's gonna be a good one. I can just feel it. 20 minutes to go. I can see light on the far over peak past this one, way away. So I don't know if it works like this, but it's something to do with elevations. Like the sun, obviously, as it's setting, it's going to hit different locations at different times. Or would it? Yeah, depending on the elevation of the mountain. So I'm hoping when it dips below this that it's going to light something here. This peak is my issue, and it's actually the sun is disappearing behind that at like 5 o'clock, and sunsets at 5:15. So I'm not too hopeful for light on this peak, but I wouldn't mind that. I would love a gnarly sky, because the composition I've got here would just work so well with a real vivid red. Like, I had a sunrise this morning, one of the clouds, I didn't record it, but one of the clouds was like velvety, kind of real pinky red, and it looked like almost menacing. That's the kind of sky I want. Oh, it's hard to know though. It's hard to know. It doesn't look like there's much low cloud.